Hey gang, Joyce with Skipping Calves Farms. Again, I've got a little experiment I'm trying. A couple days ago I had ants come into my camper. Well, I've had ants in the past, but these were fire ants. So I remember hearing from years ago a guy in a nursery was able to get fire ants out of his nursery plants. What he did was he took a small container, put some citrus soda in it, like lemon lime. I've got orange. I added about a half of a tablespoon of borax, 20 mule team borax, and stirred it up. And then what he said was the key was to get frozen waffles. He said if you put frozen waffle in there to absorb the moisture, what the ants will do is they'll take that frozen waffle back to the queen and feed it to the queen. The one other thing I'm going to add to it, just from my personal experience here and dealing with what I'm dealing with, I'm going to take a little tiny bit of my cat's liver pate cat food. I'm just going to take a little bit. I cut it up in little sections for her anyway. I'm just going to take a couple of crumbles off of that and smear it around the outside of the can. Because one day I left a can open on the counter and I forgot to put it back in the fridge, and there were ants all over that bugger. So that begs the question, how am I going to put this ant bait out without taking a chance of poisoning my barn cat, Miss Lucy? The answer is right there. I've got an animal trap, and the ants are coming in my camper probably through this wheel somewhere or up underneath right here. And Miss Lucy gets fed right here. They stay out of her feed as long as I keep that tray full of water. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is leave the trap over here, put a little bit of cat food on the outside rim of the can, and put the can in the middle of the trap. And then I'm going to spring the trap so Miss Lucy can't get inside. Neither can anybody else. So if there's a possum or a raccoon that comes looking for cat food, they'll find a little bit of a nubbin of it, but they won't be able to get to it. Because my quarry for the day is fire ants. Night before last I ended up getting bit a number of times, and when I get bit by a fire ant, it leaves a great big sore and welt. I don't know if you can see that, or if it really, but yeah, it leaves a great big pustule, and then it gets broken, and then it leaves a sore, and it's just not a lot of fun. So, and getting woken up in the middle of the night with a fire ant bite is not a lot of fun either. So we're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna need both of my hands, and I don't have, it's not really something you need to see. I'm just gonna take this waffle and squish it into that can, and then put a little bit of cat food on it, and then set it into the trap. So let me put you on pause and let's see what we can do. Okay gang, so I just scrunched the waffle in there, and you can see I just kind of put a little bit of the crumblies of her cat food. She's coming over here going, "Mom, that's my food. What are you doing?" She's sitting right here trying to get her nose in there, but she's behaving herself pretty well. She really is. She's such a good cat, and she has softest fur in the world for a cat. So this is what it looks like up close. And now we're gonna Now we're going to stand up and stick it in the trap. Look out, Miss Lucy. Okay. So I'm just going to set the camera down on top of the trap. And put that can right there. And then we're gonna spring there. So as Lucy's sitting here going, gosh, that Mom, that smells so good. That's my stuff. Okay, so now what do we have? We have a can inside the middle of the trap. Those bars are really close together, so an animal can't reach in or through. And the trap is sprung down so Miss Lucy can't come in. And it's close enough that, Lord willing, the ants will smell it. Because her food dish is right there, and they are all over it and all over that cinder block. So they ought to be able to smell it just a couple of feet away right there. So that's the setup. Now we just have to wait and see what happens. So with that, gang, just another crazy day on the farmstead. I wish you blessings for the day, and whatever you do, just keep chasing your dream.